How's everyone doing tonight? Make sure my microphone is on. I know last live, you couldn't really hear me clearly, but this time I'm gonna try to talking to the mic more, get a little closer to the mic. Let me see how I sound before I get into my story. Let me see. Check out, make sure I see how my live sounding. Okay, my bad. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Just to see how I sound. Okay. So yeah, how's everyone doing? I just want to speak on my experiences in Kenya, dealing with the Kenyan police, and so y'all brothers traveling internationally for the first time, um, not really knowing what to look out for, you know, thinking that maybe we come from America that the world would bow down to us, or we all from we know our history come from Africa, so we embrace or look at our people in Africa as one of our own. So we tend to go to Africa with open arms, or we like to go there and think that the majority of them look at us the way we view them. Um, but a lot of us that been to Africa, we realize that's not the case. Once we get there, you have good people all over the planet, but coming from America, you have to realize you coming from the number one like capitalist country on this planet. It's like a machine that always run. People from all over the world want to come here, whether it's for a year, 2 years, or permanently, just for the opportunities to make income, so they can invest back in their countries to help their families out. Build a home, things like that. So, the story goes like, I traveled through 3 East African countries: Kenya, Tanzania, and Rwanda. Beautiful country, beautiful women, beautiful experience, natural sceneries, what they call a once in a lifetime experience. But there's another side. There's another side to it as well. So, uh, when I was in Kenya, I was staying in the Westland first. So from the Westlands, I stayed in the Westland like 8 days. The Westland is like one of the higher end parts of Nairobi, and that's the area that I would recommend anyone traveling to Kenya to go stay at. Definitely go to the Westlands because it's safe. It's kind of like looked upon like a rich area. That place, Karen, those are good areas. But when I left Nairobi, when I left Westland, I went to where did I go? Matter of fact, I think I was about to go do a safari. Matter of fact, yeah, about to do a safari, and so on my last day in Nairobi, I went to this female crib, spent the night at her house, in an apartment. So we went to the club that night, so we called an Uber back to her place, and so the next morning I get up because I told her, I said I gotta leave because my safari vehicle, I think I had to be there like 8, 9, 10 a.m. something like that, because the guy was like to be at a certain destination. But I didn't know that was a scam. I tried to book the safari myself. Matter of fact, I went to Eldoret. My bad. I went to Eldoret, and so my last day in Eldoret, I came back to Nairobi. Okay, that's how I got in Killarney. I was in Killarney, so I went to the club. I don't know if it's 1801 or something like that, but like I said, man, the lady left that club, went to her place. So I got up the next morning to go catch my safari vehicle. So I had to go back to my Airbnb to get my suitcases, call my Uber. So my Uber came So I'm loading my suitcase in the back seat of the Uber. As soon as I put the second suitcase in the back of the Uber, when I close the door. As soon as I go to get in the passenger side of the Uber, I seen three. I seen something in my periphery caught my attention. So when I turned around, it was three Kenyan police. Now the night before that, I think before I went to the club, I seen them trying to harass. I don't know if the guy was a Mexican or Spanish, but I know he wasn't. He wasn't Kenyan. But and the guy had peeled like some kind of. I guess he had his medicine on him. But I guess he didn't have his name around the bottle. So the police were like, "What you got?" They're like, what is this? Harassing them. So they got in the vehicle and they was riding off. So I can tell they rode off so slowly that I knew. I said they're trying to get money out of that guy. But in my mind, that'll never happen to me. So I the next day I loaded my suitcases in the Uber. So when I go to get in the front door of the Uber, like I say, three police stepped to me. So when I turn around, they was looking at me, sized me up like, so that they were like, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." I said, "Y'all okay?" They're like, "Yeah, we okay." So they're looking at me. So that he started searching me. He going, I'm being respectable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I'm trying to figure out, like in my mind, like, maybe it's a mistake a mistake going on. So they pulled stuff in my pocket. They questioned me like, "What is this? What is this? What is this?" I said, "It's my iPhone charger, or that's my portable charger, or little stuff I had in my pocket." So they was like, "Do you got a let me see your passport?" So I showed them my passport. So they're like, "Where's your stamp?" So at first I couldn't see my stamp. So I'm like, "I know my stamp in here, right?" Because I know I seen it. And so I handed it to him, and he going through it. He couldn't see the stamp either. He said, "Well, we're gonna have to take you to the police station." So I was like, "Let me see my passport." So I'm going back through it. So I see the stamp. I showed him my stamp. So I guess they was like, "Okay, we don't have nothing on him. Okay, what can we do?" They opened up the back door of the Uber and started going through my suitcases. So I came from Gambia to Kenya, but when I was in Gambia, I bought some shea butter, cocoa oil, Chiba powder. My last live, I spoke about how it made my suitcase real heavy. So, and it added to my expense on how I spent $20,000 traveling across Africa. So they didn't know what the shea butter was. They're like, "What is this?" I said, "That's shea butter. It's good for eczema, blah blah blah." And they're like, "What is this?" I said, "It's Chiba powder. You mix it with the cocoa oil, which was like I brought a lot of hair products for ladies back in the States." So they didn't know what the stuff was. Like us in America, okay, we think everybody in Africa use shea butter, whatever, however you pronounce it. But the whole Africa don't use shea butter. So I was like, so, um, so he was like, we're gonna have to take you to the police station to find out what this is. So I said, "Man," I said, "y'all gonna cause me to miss my safari vehicle." And so the guy was like, "Walk." One of them was like, "Walk with me." So we walked to the sidewalk. We walking. So he was like, he looked at me. He said, "We can make all this go away if you give me $300." So I'm like, $300? Like, nah, man, I'm not giving you no $300. You feel me? So I even tried to work with him. I was like, "Man, I give you." At the time, I think it was like. At the time, it was like five. No, I tried to offer him 5,000 shillings, even though I didn't do no crime. But I was like, "Let me give him something so I can catch my safari vehicle," because the ride was like 2 or 3 hours to the safari spot. So he was like, nah. I guess in his mind that that's nothing. I got two other guys to split it with. So I stood. He walked off. So I stood there. I'm looking at him. I was like, "You know what?" I said, I want to see. I'm finna see what Kenya justice system is like. I want to see like Kenya's a democracy country. So I was like, I want to see what their democracy is about. I want to see their system, do it work like I was in America, because I understand criminal law in America. So I know any country I go in, if it's a democracy, I feel more confident because I know the laws are similar to the ones in the United States. You know, plus we have an embassy there, but I learned that the embassy, they cannot make a country do anything. They can intervene to try to be a middleman, but they can't force a country like release him. Like a lot of people, like I go to the embassy. We can use the embassy to try to wolf at well if if you in the right, a lot of times, I mean, whether people in the right or the wrong, they think going to the embassy is going to change it. But I learned from experience in Tanzania. The embassy had to get involved. I'm gonna make a whole nother video about that, about my situation in Tanzania, because I went to the jailhouse in Tanzania as well. So, because this video is to show y'all, to prevent y'all. No, I'm gonna say to bring awareness of what you can go through when you're traveling internationally, because it's not like America where police don't take bribes, or the police, not trying to get money out you, things like that. You know, so 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 I say, you know what? Take me to the jailhouse. I say, go ahead and take me to the jailhouse. I know they probably was thinking like, this guy got to be crazy. He telling us to take him to jail. So we had to get, me and the police, we had to get in my Uber, because in Kenya the police they don't have like police call like in America. So we had to get in my Uber and drove to the Kilimani police station. Now in my mind, on the way to the police station, I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know, I don't know if I'm finna be in prison for a year or two. What's good, Gene? I don't know if I'm finna be in prison for a year or two. Like in Dubai, when you get locked up, like they don't give you a date. So I don't know what to expect. I'm across the world. I'm what, Kenya, like what, 5,000-6,000 miles away. So we get to the Kilimani police and we pull up. I'm seeing used cars parked. It like a used car lot. So I'm looking like this. In America, like when we think about a police station, we think about a building looking a certain way. But when I pulled up, I was like, oh snap! What the hell is this? You feel me? So, but you got to keep in mind, in other countries, it's not going to look like America in every country we go to. You know what I'm saying? So we went inside. Well, the captain come out, but I noticed when the captain came out, the officers that was trying to extort me, they were trying to get, because I was still going. I was still coming at them like, he was like, calm down. So that taught me. I said, okay, the captain don't know what they out here doing. So the captain come out. He like, what's going on? Let me see his suitcase. So I'm explaining to him what the stuff is, but like I said, they don't know what shea butter or none of that stuff is. So I'm like, so he's like, bring a suitcase inside the building. We'll look at everything. So we go inside the building. So we inside the captain. It's like me, 3 or 4 police officers, like 2 or 3 other people working in the police station, the captain. So they interrogate me like I had vitamin pills, supplements. One of the officers was acting like, House of Lamar was good, man. Yeah, I'm giving them my Kenya story. So they didn't know what the vitamin pill was. None of the supplements. They're like, what is this? What is this? I said, man, that's vitamin pills. What is this? I said, that's shea butter. I said, good for eczema. Da, da, da. I said, I brought it from Gambia. No, you in Kenya doing business. You got to have a business permit. I said, man, I'm in Kenya as a tourist. I'm not here as a business to do business. I'm a tourist. I said, I brought these things from Gambia. I even tried to show him my stamp, my Gambian stamp. He can clearly see the dates match from the date I came from Gambia to the date to Kenya. So I couldn't have came back to America. I mean, a person could have, but I can show him the paper trail. And I was gonna show him my flight tickets and my email and all to show him like, I did come from Gambia to here. Okay, so there was like so nobody still know what it was. So he even grabbed my GoPro. He grabbed my GoPro camcorder. He like, what is this? I said, come on, man, you know what that is, man. That's my GoPro. I said, I'm a YouTuber. They're like, what's your YouTube channel name? I said, oh man. So I said, Apex Traveler 9445. The captain, everybody got on their laptop and phone. They look at my channel up. So they couldn't find it. So I had to show them. I had to pull up on my phone to show it was a police officer sitting beside me. So I showed him. He smiled. He like, yeah. He like, yeah, he is a YouTuber. So when the captain, everybody see my channel, they all smiled like, okay, he is a YouTuber. So they had my shoes, everything in my suitcase laid out it looked like the feds. It looked like the feds just ran through my suitcase. So they still didn't know what the stuff was. In their mind, this is drugs. They didn't know what it was. So I had black soap as well. When you get raw shea butter or raw black soap, the fume is going to be coming off of it. So I'm like, oh man, I'm finna be in here all day. They don't know what the stuff is. They got to run to a laboratory. I'm sitting. So they brought a lady in, a Kenyan lady. So she come in So she looking at me. You know, I'm guilty. I'm guilty, but they interrogate me. But see, they don't realize I'm a master debater. Like I do this in America. Like I love debates. I understand criminal law, and I'm in the right. So anything they're throwing at me, you know, I'm in like a black belt karate against 5, 6, 7 people. You feel me? Like a, you know what I mean? So the lady come in, she look at me. So she like, what's this? I said, that's shea butter. She like, shea butter. She like, I said, yeah, shea butter. You put on your skin for the eczema. She said, what's that? I said, the black soap. So she like, oh, shea butter. I said, yeah, shea butter. She said, yeah, shea butter. She told the captain, she said, the reason it smell like this because it's raw. She said, what's that? I said, yeah, that's black soap. She's like, oh, yeah, black soap. I know black soap. I know black soap. So now the tension don't ease up on me because they like, okay, I don't know. The lady must have worked there, but she was real credible. So once she verified, like, yeah, this is stuff, you know, official. So one of the police officers, he still don't want to let it go, you know. So he's still trying to tell me that he didn't want to believe that I brought this stuff into Kenya with me. So I said, okay, in my mind, okay, I'm finna take the flow. I'm finna destroy him. So I told the lady, I said, do they sell these things in Kenya? She said no. The whole room got quiet. I'm sitting there like I mean, I'm confident, you know what I mean? I wish I would have recorded the cops I wish I would have recorded the cops. Next time I know that. But no, you know what? The police beside me, he asked to see my phone. You know, he's trying to go through my gallery. So I guess he was like, okay, let me see, did this guy record anything? You know, so the lady, she explained to the captain then, like, yeah, this is shea butter. The reason it smell like this because, you know, it's raw. You know, and she let them know that they don't sell the stuff in Kenya. So everybody in the room felt stupid, you know what I'm saying? So the lady, all the police officers left out, everybody left out, just me, the captain, and the woman. So the woman was like, can I give her some of the shea butter? So hey, I was so happy to give her some. Hey, I chopped, matter of fact, yeah, I cut her half of the chunk because in Gambia, they give you like a whole kilo for like $2. No, 25 dollars is like maybe like 200 dollars or something like that. It's real cheap. I might get a whole kilo. So I gave her half of one. She wanted some of the black soap. I gave her a whole bar. I had 2 bars of black soap, but the black soap was so thick and round. I just gave her a whole one. You know what I'm saying? So she was happy about that. And because in my mind, hey, she saved me really, because she was able to back me up, let them know, like, you know. So yeah, but I say these things to say that when you travel in these foreign countries, you know, you got to realize us Black Americans, we dress a certain way. You know, your swag. I think when I came out of Airbnb, wherever the police came from, when they seen my shoes and the way I dress, they knew, okay, foreigner. Okay, let us try to scare them up. You know, so always stand your ground. Like, just because a police officer ask you or try to extort money at you, it don't mean you got to give it up. You know, because once you stand your ground and you let them know, like, matter of fact, I told the police officer, I said I'm gonna get me a lawyer and I'm gonna get the embassy involved. They're like, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. So that put me on game. I said, okay, they scared of lawyers. You know, regardless, it don't matter how much corruption going on in these countries. A lawyer scares them because a lawyer can take things to the next level. You know, like I said, I'll make a video about Tanzania when I had to get a lawyer for $200. You know, a female try to extort me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they let me go or whatever. So I'm coming out the police station. So my Uber driver waited on me. You know, I blessed him for waiting because I know he lost a little money. But they just show you how, you know, you got good people though, because I'm coming out to the Uber to put my suitcases back in the Uber. You got people that work at the police station still trying to act like I'm sitting inside the Uber. He haven't pulled off yet. So this guy, I don't know what this guy's job is because he's not a police officer, but I guess he work around a police station. This man looked at me in my window. He looked at me. I'm looking at him. This man asked me to give him $100. Like, he really think I'm saying to myself, the captain don't release me, and they still trying to extort money out of me, leaving out of the jailhouse. You feel me? So, but I say this to say, I've been to Kenya twice. I went September 2022, and I also went August last year. But September 2022, I went to this speaking on our clothing. Now you can dress how you want in Africa. You don't have to worry about these things. But I'm just saying you still would stick out. Not only from police like that. But I went to this girl apartment and it was like the property I get the property manager had to let people in and out. Like they didn't have their own key to go out the building and come back in, so they had to wake the woman up or whatever going on, and she'll let them out or let them in. So I remember we came that she let us in, and I stayed like 5 hours that time. I left back out. So the next day or two, the female was like, the property manager asked her like, she said, that guy he not from Kenya, is he? And she was like, no. She said, I could tell the way he dressed that he not from Kenya. And that's a big statement. She didn't say he not from Nairobi. She said, I could tell he not from Kenya. And to me, I felt like it was a light day. I mean, it was smooth, but I felt like I was dressing light. So they just show you how your swag stick out. Like, I mean, I can wear this t-shirt over there. I had this t-shirt about 3 years. So clothes you might have done bought 4 or 5 years ago, it still would stick out over there in Africa because guys don't drink. They don't dress like us over there. Like in America, we got a serious shoe culture. We got a serious hat. Like, we real competitive. So we gotta have the flyest clothing. So the market always shifting. So when we take these clothes over there, you stick out like a sore thumb. You feel me? And I remember I was at a club one night. I told one of my homies this story last year in August in Kenya. So this lady was at a club called the Tunnel, and she had like 3 of her lady friends with her. I'm swagged out. Like you know when you swagged out when you look at yourself and you know when you step in this building, you finna just kill the whole club. You feel me? So we sitting up partying, So I asked one of her friends. Well, I asked her friend that was on my right to subscribe to my TikTok and my YouTube channel. So I guess one of her friends she couldn't hold it in no more. She was like, "What do you do?" And my mom like, "Oh, I'm like, dang, it's crazy. I'm looking like a millionaire tool. Like in her mind, like what this man do? You feel me? Like what you got going on back in the States? You looking like money. You feel me?" So I took it I took it as a compliment, but it just show you how your swag stick out. You might think this a casual day, but they looking at you like, because the quality of our clothes stick out. But I say this to say is that I know that's what caught the police attention. You know what I'm saying? So but Killer Money is a good area. It is a good area, but I learned from the locals, they was like, if you was still in the Westlands, that wouldn't have never happened. Because the Westland, you got rich Kenyans, other ethnic groups over there or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna go to Westland playing those kind of games, you feel me? I even told the police in the interrogation room, because when I was in Eldoret before I came back to Nairobi, I seen their president called Ruto. I seen Ruto on the TV. He was like, I'm gonna get rid of corruption out of the government. So I told the police, I said Ruto say he's gonna get rid of corruption out of the government, meaning them, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but you gotta be careful overseas, because by you coming from America, you look upon like they call us Black Americans. They don't know us as African Americans. So you look upon as a dollar sign. You understand me? It can work it got pros and cons to it. Like, it put you as a high value man. The women look for our type, a man that's intelligent, a leader, got leadership qualities, protector. We real chivalry. We a lot of us grew up on Percy Sledge, Marvin Gaye, Temptation. We grew up on that music, so when we go to the bedroom, we take it to a whole nother level. You feel me? We sucking toe. So, but at the same time, you look upon like a lick at the same time. Now, dealing with a safari, I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna put the story in up. Now, I'm kind of glad. I'm glad the police tried to extort me. I know this sounds crazy, but the reason I say I'm glad because if that wouldn't have happened, I would have got scammed by this lady. It was a lady in Eldoret. I told her, I said, I'm planning to do a safari tomorrow when I go back to Nairobi. So she said, now I booked my safari on booking.com, but she said, I know a guy that drives for safari companies and he can, put you where you want to be at. I wanted to be in the Masai Mara, but the booking that I made had me outside the Masai Mara. With booking.com, you can cancel in a minute. So the guy was like, cancel your reservation. I'm gonna pick you up tomorrow. I got you, basically. So when I get to Nairobi, okay, when the police extorted me or tried to extort me, so when I left out the jailhouse, my Uber driver called the Safari guy. He was like, he explained to the guy what happened, and he was like, and the guy said, go to this address, and somebody gonna, pick y'all up. So the address we went to, we didn't like the sign that he gave us to look for. We looking around, we don't see no signs. So I'm like, so we called the guy back. So the guy said, okay, go to this other address, which was like a street or two over from that one. So we go over there. We don't see nobody. So we parked at this gas, like a gas station. We parked at. So the guy said, no, he like, where y'all at? We said, yeah, we say we at a gas station. He said, well, just stay there. Somebody gonna be out there. So we sitting there waiting. Something told me to call the Safari company that they use. Something told me to Google and call them to ask them, would I still be able to see the animals today? Because Safari parks, they close around 5 or 6 p.m. And it was already like 3. So I knew, I said, by the time I get down there, I think it was like 2 p.m. But I was like, okay, it's a 2 or 3 hour drive. So I'm like, okay, would I be able to get down there and be able to see the animal? Because it's gonna take 2 or 3 hours to get out to see the animals, So we sitting there. Yeah. So the lady was like, she's like, well, you won't be able to today, but if you can come tomorrow, tomorrow you'll be able to see the animal. So I'm sitting there like, damn, do I want to go today? Do I want to waste my money? You know what I mean? So I'm like, as I'm thinking, a lady come to the passenger side. So her and my Uber driver, they speak in Swahili. I don't understand Swahili fluently. I know a handful of words, but I don't know it fluently. So I told the lady on the phone, I said, it's a lady at my window now, she, ready to collect my money. And she was like, put the lady on the phone. So I handed the lady my phone. They speak in Swahili. Da, da, da. So when the lady handed my phone back, the lady I'm on the phone with, okay, she's the real Safari company. So she asked me, she said, is that lady still around you? But the lady had walked off. I said, nah, she had walked off. She said she was trying to scam you. She said, I asked the lady what her name was, and the lady told me it's none of your business. So I'm like, I said, oh, so I called the girl in I messaged the girl in Eldoret, and I was like, you try to scam me. She said, no, I didn't try to scam you. I said, the guy that you turned me on to was trying to scam me. She said, no, I was just trying to help you. That's all I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm kind of glad the police did try to extort me, because I would have ended up handing this woman 152, because Safari vehicles, anybody know about Safaris? Okay, you're gonna pay like $150 a day to use a Safari vehicle. They can hold like 6 people. The roof lift up where you can stand up and get a 360 degree view. But I was like, darn, I just got extorted and almost got scammed in the same day. So I said, okay, next time I know when I book a Safari, I'm just go ahead, whatever booking I do with booking.com or Viator, whatever site I use, I'm going straight through them. I'm not, because you never know a person's intention. You see what I mean? And like, also, when people get in their feelings, like if they might feel like you're not going, they're not the one for you or whatever, you never know what a person's intention is. So you got to think about it. Sometimes people that got like government jobs over there, like polices, people that do road work, fix roads, bridges, they might go months and months and months without getting paid. Like right now in King, I don't know if it's still going on, but doctors is on strike over there. People is in the hospital with serious serious medical thing they need attended to, but the doctors out there holding a strike. They holding a strike because they're not getting paid. So just imagine you over in the hospital, you might need leg surgery or anything, but the doctors, you just sitting in the room, you might just pass away. You feel me? So yeah, so traveling overseas, you got to be careful. As a Black American, that blue passport, it holds a lot of weight. It speaks volumes about who you are. Where you come from, your financial success. And yeah, so always be prepared to stand your ground. Don't be afraid. I mean, depending on the country, don't be afraid. Stand your ground. And also just know that jails overseas is not like jails and prisons in America. I done did time in I done did time in prison in America, so compared to overseas, that's like luxury because you getting 3 meals a day. You can complain in prison. You can write grievances if the staff don't do something right. You can put grievances on them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my story. Oh my God, the Kenya police tried to extort me. So it taught me a powerful lesson. And they even gave me doubt, like leaving out the jailhouse. They even gave me doubt, like calling me brother and all that. Like I'm like, damn, you just tried to extort $300 out of me. Now you calling me brother and da 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 da. It's just crazy, right? But Kenya is a vibe. It's a vibe. Like I said, I'm still wearing my Kenya band. Kenya is a vibe now. You know what I'm saying? But you just got to be careful over there because you never know. Who after you. You feel me? Uh, having your phone out, you got to be careful. People can't ride by and snatch your phone and just ride off. So yeah. So corruption is serious overseas. I can speak on Kenya most definitely. Yeah. So y'all traveling overseas, just be careful. I just want to make this live to tell you my story of how I almost got extorted by the Kenya police and Killer Money specifically. So yeah, y'all be safe out there and thanks for tuning in.